Hi, Jay Burleson here, Fred Losch Beverage Company. Welcome back to the Losch Genius Bar. We have a very special guest here today, a close friend of mine, Dimitrios Kallianis. Thanks for coming in today, Dimitri. Really appreciate you coming out. And how you been, man?
Good. So one of my buddies, Jay, here from way back when, and super excited to be here today, talking with Losch Beverage. Has been a really important partner to the Shanty for the last 10 years and previously. And excited to be here today.
Great, man. Great. It's been a joy doing business with you. Thinking back to the very beginning, I remember we went to school together, right? You coming out of college shortly thereafter, you picked up the Shanty, which before you got your hands on it, it was just kind of there, right? So I'd love to hear how you got into that. How did that all come to be?
Graduated with a business minor and an art major, and the opportunity came about. It was a place that I kind of grew up driving by. I'm sure you did too.
Yeah, sure.
Living in Wadsworth our whole life. And then I really didn't have any plans to buy it. Kind of looked at it as a property investment. And came in, talked to the owner. It was about a year and a half of going back and forth. I was still in college, coming back on the weekends, helping where I could. Kind of went from there, and we just really comfortable little place. I thought it had some potential. It didn't need a lot more work, but there was still a lot of customers who wanted to come back to the place they grew up going to since 1971.
Wow.
That's it. Ended up buying it, working it, and just kind of put different menus in. Got a great staff, expanded a lot. And then in 2010, we expanded the restaurant using 16 local barns, coming from a 10-mile radius of local customers and farmers. We're on our 11th menu now. We're working on our 12th menu now, and getting ready for another expansion. In 2011, we brought in Captain Porky's, which is operated by my dad, my brother, and my sister.
And where was that original location at?
So that was on the east side of Wadsworth Road in Beach Park, and they're actually on their 30th year this year anniversary of Captain Porky's being started.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And you can smell it when you drive by there too, man. I always drive by the Shanty with the windows down. I suggest you do the same thing too. It smells delicious.
Big marketing tool for us. So yeah, my dad, my brother, my sister on that side. Then me and my mom and our chef Brad and our staff, who's been there a long time at the Shanty. They do a really good job. So we are starting another expansion.
Okay.
Our family was fortunate enough to purchase the mobile station behind us, and we are creating a very nice large venue, old world, timeless venue.
And just like you mentioned a little bit earlier, all the materials for the expansion you did in 2010 kind of came from the area. Mm-hmm. And is that going to be the same thing for this new edition?
We're taking that like a little step further, so we have local farmers, local wood, very storied materials. We brought in church stained glass and beams and bell towers, and it's going to be a mix of Midwest barn culture, Wadsworth equestrian culture, churches and steeples and bells and city bricks and all this.
A little bit of
stuff.
everything.
A little bit of everything.
So is it going to change the Shanty itself at all? Am I going to walk in there when this is all finished and be like, where am I?
No. So actually nothing will change at the Shanty.
Okay.
It's very important to me and our community and our staff and all of our patrons that nothing gets changed.
Okay.
I think the trick in 2010 was how do we, we added another kitchen, we added a parking lot, we added a dining room, we added restrooms, we added a waiting room, we added another restaurant, and the building was actually looked older when we were done expanding it than it originally did because of the style and
and how you did it, materials you used.
Yeah, and how to incorporate all of it. So this side, we're not taking away anything of what people like coming there for. We're just giving them that second option. And,
okay.
We're adding a 150-person banquet room. We are adding a huge bar area, 60-seat bar area.
So that is probably one of the things I'm looking forward to the most, because every time I go into the Shanty, it is difficult to find a bar seat. You've got so many regulars from the neighborhood in there, so many loyal customers. I rush out there at 4:30 and I'm like, oh man, bar's jam. Mm-hmm. But it's not long before they go into the dining room and enjoy the awesome food you got there. So
cool. So yeah, so that is, I think, with expanding where restaurants and businesses get in trouble is that if they expand too fast or too quickly or it's not very well thought out, you kind of lose that feel.
Sure.
So for us, our thing is expanding with purpose, and our purpose is that we need a bar area, we need a waiting room, and we need a private party room. And that's really what we're doing. We're adding a 150-person banquet upstairs, underground wine cellar, bar area, seating, and you'll be able to wait in the bar area, which takes care of those two issues, and the bank will be above us, which is going to be really neat. We're going to have panoramic glass overlooking the forest preserve.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful scene you got behind
ponds
you there.
and lakes,
Yeah.
and in the wintertime it's white, in the fall time it's 1,000 colors, summertime greenery. So we're really tying in that nature mixed with the wood and the timeless feel. And our goal is when you walk in, opening day next February, that feel you get will be the same feel if you came in 100 years from now, and that timeless look. All right.
Dimitri, really appreciate your time today, man.
Thank you very much.
Great seeing you again, brother.
Appreciate it.
Really glad you stopped by and shared so much with us today. Can't thank you enough. And to you, thanks so much for joining us again at the Losch Genius Bar. My name is Jay Burleson for Fred Losch Beverage, and we are out of here. See you guys soon.